Good morning. It is Friday, June 5th, on my way to work. This week has been a pretty tough week, I think, for a lot of people. I mean, we're still dealing with the pandemic. That has not gone away. I'm still watching the community where we're at Mount Juliet. They're slowly demoing the school on Mount Juliet Road here, and there's still houses that were businesses. What they did, and I'm sure they do this in several towns, is where they annexed the area of what used to be a housing area in front of a main artery road. When I moved to Mount Juliet 2001, North Mount Juliet Road was a single lane each direction. You had a double lane up just past the interstate, and now it's 2 lanes in both directions all the way down. So they annexed in the older days the road front, and you could put businesses in there. Several doctors, like dentists, chiropractors, things of that nature. And some of these buildings, not only have they been demolished, there's some of them that are still halfway demolished and hadn't been taken down. Several houses in the subdivision behind there. So we're dealing with that. Obviously, there's a lot of protesting going on. I guess the term is considered civil unrest. And it has a lot of people uneasy because it's, I think we all can agree that there's issues. And how we're dealing with them is questionable in some aspects, and maybe getting away from the mission or the message, so to speak. But that's a different conversation. What my conversation is about is that how this is affecting training. I did not have a great day dealing with the fact it's in the news now that the Symphony is going to be laying off / furloughing 131 employees. So, and I'm one of those employees. So you're trying to figure out, what to do in the midst of all this and still train. I have to maintain some modicum of professionalism, and then I have lifters that depend on me for programming and coaching and direction and those types of things. And it doesn't leave a lot for motivation. And as we've learned, motivation is not really what comes into play. It's your commitment and your dedication to your craft. And it's just like a job that you love. Some days, it's why they call it to work, that going to work. You don't say, well, I got to stop doing this because I have to go to fun. It's work. It's a job. And there are days that it just and with all the upheaval, and there are people were boarding up buildings, which I think is just terrible, and leaving, closing businesses early, especially when this area has been hit so hard. You've had a tornado the first part of March that tore up not Middle Tennessee. Then 3 or 4 weeks ago, they call it a derecha, some sort of downburst that tore the crap out of the area again in the middle of the pandemic. And now we're protesting, and it's exhausting. It's starting to wear, at least on me, where it's like my tolerances are down, my patience is down, and it's having a negative effect, and it makes me less willing to listen. So that's kind of the message, the hidden message there, I should say. So I still have to get up, and I did. Now Melissa is trying to take care of me, and God bless her. She woke up without an alarm and quietly got up. And here's how I know this. I woke up at 5 o'clock instead of being downstairs at 5 o'clock. And I'm not in a good mood. And, I had a lifter that was struggling, and I was really struggling with having enough patience to coach him well. So, and again, I'm telling you these things because I think this is real life stuff, and it has an effect. And so I managed to I warmed up a little bit. I actually got on the leg press and did a little bit of leg pressing and front squatted the bar, and I went and deadlifted my weight because I was involved in other people's training and coaching, and I needed to pay attention, and so I did not have the time that I wanted for my training. That's the cost, of owning a gym and that sort of thing. So it all's well that ends well. I pulled 8 singles with 70% of the 500 pounds I hit last week. And again, this is all about having the discipline of starting over. Chances are really good I could have pulled more than 500, but I went to 545 and I missed it. And it's like I need to go back through the conditioning process just like I would have any of my other lifters do. So it's the discipline of doing it, having the discipline and the commitment to follow my directives and practicing the very things that I have my athletes do. And I'll come out of the end of this cycle, this 6-week cycle, and I'll pull better. And that's the name of the game, and at some point, hopefully over the next 3 to 6 months, we'll look back on this situation and we'll be on the backside of the pandemic, and obviously on top of all of the economical impact, although it looks like it's going to be a V-type recovery, at least for most of the planet, not so much for where I work, and but there's no choice here but to deal with it, and so I'm trying to embrace it more and more and immerse myself into it and try to do the right thing. So I'm going to keep digging, and I'm going to work my way back, and hopefully by the end of the year I'm back to pulling 600 pounds. So anyway, I appreciate you following along, and thanks for listening. Have a good day. God bless.